Well, I almost didn't want to do a video today, but I should do one every day. It's good practice. It's good for getting comfortable in front of the camera. So here we are. Well, first off, you'll see by the lack of sharpness that we are actually on the 360 camera. So you can actually look around my kitchen, and it's actually easier to film because it's a really small camera. And then I can move it. You're gonna have to like figure out where the front is because you know, I'm now at the back of it, and now I'm at the front. So you're gonna have to do a bit of work, or you can just leave it and don't move it and pretend it's a conventional one. Anyway, today's video is going to be about making cheap steaks taste better using sous vide. Well, I guess I'm going to do this in a few parts because it's going to take more than a day to do. I have myself some very cheap, I believe it's like a, I don't even know what it is, some sort of, this is the best beef that this shop has. I don't even know the name of the shop because it's all in Chinese, but cost 105 Hong Kong dollars. If you join as a member, you have to like spend 500 Hong Kong dollars there, and then you get to become a member. They give you a little card. Then it only costs $95 or something like that, or 98 or something. So I did it. I bought a whole bunch of their meats. I ate a few. There's one, if you look here, one bunch cooking there, and I ate a few already, and then this is the lamb, which I am also defrosting, and it looks a bit icy still. Yeah, it's still a bit frozen. But this lamb I'm going to cook later, probably using the pressure cooker. But for steaks, I'm going to use the sous vide machine. I've got the Anova Nano, but I wouldn't get it. I wouldn't recommend the Nano. The problem with the Nano is you can't disassemble it to clean it, and then sometimes when you use these cheap bags, the ink comes off and then gets all over the pan, and then it goes into the machine, and then I can see it's all crusting up the heating element, but I can't actually disassemble it, or I can't even I guess I could stick a skewer in and try to scratch it, but it's actually really annoying. I'll show you what I mean. Well, this is the unit. Whoops, which is the front here? Oh no, I've been filming on the back, thinking it was the front. Ah. Well, I guess I can set the front on the app, so that's not a problem. Alright, well, pretend this is the front now, and I'll switch around in post. So this is the Anova Nano, but it's not even that nano. It's like 90% the size of the full length, the full size machine. The big one, the normal one. But you can't disassemble it and clean it, unlike the big ones. And it's like all plastic. At least the other one has a bit of metal in it, so on the design on the outside. So I wouldn't get this one. It was a little bit cheaper, but not even that much cheaper. And they had a special which made the regular one much cheaper than the Nano one, like around the time I bought it. So I'm not very happy with it. It's kind of crap. Anyway, it works, so can't complain that much. Anyway, got my meat. So it's the cheapest steak from this shop. It comes frozen, so I've actually defrosted it in the fridge for 2 days now. Yeah, best way is to slow defrost. Just put it in the bottom of the fridge. I'm going to open that, and then I am going to put it, vacuum seal it. But first, this kitchen's not very big, as you probably know if you've been watching this channel. But no one really watches this channel, so you probably don't know. Let me see. Kind of running out of room here, but I need to put some salt on it, so I'm going to do just that. After I have my coffee. This time coffee is from Nescafe, this one here. Nescafe Gold. It's the gold standard of coffee. That means it's the best. Okay, so I need to clear up some space here in my little kitchen. And great little camera this, it's tiny. Anyway, I'm gonna relocate some things to make a tiny bit of space in here, so I can actually oh, and I just put the batteries back in my salt shaker, and I charged the batteries because they were getting a bit flat. So I don't even know if it works, but we'll find out in a second. Okay, I'm gonna put the camera down a bit. There you go. Now if you look down here, we are going to salt the steak. Now usually if you're going to pan fry it, you're gonna want to dry it first. I've got cow blood all over me. You want to pat them dry, but because we're sous videing it, sous vide. Because we're using the sous vide method, this meat comes with this plastic on the outside too. Kind of interesting. Yes, we're not gonna actually we don't need to dry it because we're gonna pre-cook it in the sous vide. And I also thought you probably can sous vide it straight in this, but I don't know how food safe this bag is. There's a little recycle sign there, but it doesn't have a number on it, so I don't want to be ingesting too many plastic things. Apparently these food grade bags are better, but what would be cool is if, I'm sure some companies done it, they have sous vide packaged things, and that way you don't need to do the whole vacuum sealing method, which I'm about to show you. But first we need to salt the steaks, so I'm going to do that. And look, the batteries are charged first. Okay, look, and I got my Himalayan pink salt there, which is fancier. Don't know if it tastes any different, but well, actually, it's probably slightly better for you, or perhaps slightly not as good for you, because it's got all these minerals from the earth. But then again, not everything's healthy, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna try to clean up as I go. Okay, so salt your steak. No. This is cool, but it gets stuck sometimes. So I'm going to salt both sides of it with my Himalayan salt, which my salt shaker is getting a bit stuck. Maybe there's some rocks in my Himalayan salter or something. Anyway, alright, so I kind of trust the Glad brand more, so I'm going to put that on the inside. I'm going to double bag it just to make sure it doesn't leak, because when you're cooking for a long time, sometimes it does leak. Although I am only using a low heat this time, 55 degrees, so less likely. But before I did it on quite a high heat, almost 100, and I triple bagged it, and it still seemed to leak a little bit. Anyway, this is called the water displacement. The water displacement method. Now I am bagging these, and I'm going to seal it a little bit. There. And I better wash the blood off my hands, because it looks like I just murdered a cow. Well, you actually can't see it, but there's droplets of cow DNA all over me. Alright, I'm going to reposition the camera so you can see. How about that? Yeah, that should be okay. So what you need to do is you get a big enough water container, fill that with water, and then you just put it in, and the water will push the air out. It's really cool. I hope you can see this. I think the angle's right. You should be able to see. Yeah, it's a 360 camera, so you can see everything. I just gotta watch out for well, this particular camera has blind spots on the side. See that? See how my head gets chopped now, and I look really weird? Well, that's because I'm on the blind spot. If I go back here, it's fine. But I'm pretty sure you can see that. I'm gonna put this in the water now, and pretty much the water pushes the air out, and it does a good job. You can actually buy proper vacuum machine for it, but if you're a starving photographer like me, and you're in the middle of the pandemic, well, that's to save a bit of money. So you just put in the water. I'm actually trying to stretch it to get rid of the wrinkles in the plastic, but if you have a look here, I don't know how much you'll see, but the water is actually letting the air flow to the top and then allowing me to get rid of the air. And I'm going to kind of push it out, and then I'm going to seal the bag as best as I can without getting any air in or water in it. Water, that's right. Don't want water to come back in. I seal this Glad bag. It's not actually a Ziploc bag, because Ziploc is a brand name of Ziploc, so it's a Glad bag. But you can use Ziploc. Let's just test it first, because I used some cheap home brand, and like I said before, the ink came out and like leaked everywhere. It was kind of horrible. Okay, so make sure that's sealed, and you can see the vacuum effect there. It's like, see that? It's kind of like sucking in a little bit. Not as good as an actual vacuum machine would do it, but it's good enough. You're not going to taste the difference, and you're going to save yourself a little bit of money. So why not? But you've got to waste a bit of water. But you could also use that water back in the sous vide machine if you figured out a method. So yeah, you could kind of recover that. Now that's the second one, and notice the bags I've got. This brand is actually slightly bigger, so I still have to fold it in there. Fold it in like that. And now I've got my second layer in case it leaks. Do the same thing, and I'm going to push all the air out. Yep. Kind of does the job. Now I have to seal it. It's also kind of a waste of plastic. It's not. I guess you could reuse these to store things and stuff, or to make another sous vide, but they get a little bit, you know, dirty with the meat juices and stuff. Okay. Now that's sealed. So we have our second bag, double bagged it, and now I'm going to just drop it in the Anova. Got the Nano, which kind of annoys me. I wouldn't get the Nano. 1-star review. I'm going to put it in. I salted it, right? Yeah. And then we're going to cook this at 55 degrees. I've already got the beef brisket in there. Now I'm doing a long cook for that. Look at that. That looks alright. Can you see? Can you see? I'm doing the long cook. I'm cooking that one for 3 days on 55 degrees. Because the brisket is a much tougher, it's a much tougher cut of beef, because apparently it comes from the ribs, and it's got a lot of connective tissue, which, ooh, it's a bit full here. Spoon some water out. Alright, oh, this is a bit full, because I put another like 500 grams, or about half a liter of cow in there. So it's going to dish out some water. Now this thing is in there to just weight it down, because it kind of floats a bit. I guess if you're on the vacuum seal, it gets more air out, but if you do it the water displacement method, then it's got a little bit of air in it, so that maybe is another advantage of getting the machine. Now I'm going to put a little chopstick. Actually, I like to use this one, because I need to get a bit of space between the bags where the water can go, otherwise they're going to stick together and it's not going to be as even a cooking, you know what I mean? Like the water will be not as hot and kind of stagnant in the middle. So yeah, this is to weigh it down. Notice the temperature of the water dropped by 0.1 degrees, which is fine. It's going to, you know, warm it up again, and I better clean up that water that I just dropped everywhere when I put it in. Okay, and that is part 1 done. I'll probably split these up into separate videos because the whole point of this channel is to practice. It's not really to make like the best sous vide cooking videos ever. There's other channels already on YouTube that are much better at doing this, and they have more videos, and you're probably going to get recommended them because of the YouTube algorithm, which hates me. YouTube. It doesn't recommend any of my... I've got another channel and it doesn't recommend any of the good stuff to anyone, so no one's watching it. Yeah, anyway, move the camera in a little bit so you can get a better look. And yeah, this is the, I don't even know what cut it is, but it's the slightly better cut, slightly more expensive cut, and I am going to cook it for, we'll see, if I get hungry I'll probably just eat it late tonight in like 5 hours. But I think the plan is to do a 12-hour or a 24-hour long cook on a very low speed. This should be at, well, not speed, temperature. Yeah, 55. Very low temperature, and see if I can make it softer, because softer. Yes, softer. Because yeah, these cheap cuts of meat are kind of tough. They're definitely not your level 8 or 9 or 10 Wagyu that you're gonna pay like a few $100 US for. This is like $10 US for 2, something like that. I mean, it was like, you can get it for, once you remember, you can get it for 95 Hong Kong dollars. So I guess they're about 10 or $12 US for 2, $6 a steak. Pretty cheap. You do get what you pay for. So yeah. Unfortunately, it's not your best steak in the world. But if you use the what's it called, the sous vide machine, well, hopefully. Doesn't always work, but if I do it right, if I'm kind of lucky and slow cook it properly, and then I don't make it, because sometimes it can get a bit tough, but if I do it properly, maybe it will make it much less chewy and much more palatable. So yeah, anyway, that's the end of this video. This is part 1. I guess the next video, unless I do something else, because I've got like a whole 24 hours or so before I can get to the next part. But yeah, I guess the next video should be part 2 of this, which is going to involve taking it out and then giving it a bit of a sear. Now, I used to have a blowtorch, but it's kind of broken. Still got the gas canisters, these ones, but it doesn't work. And well, maybe I'll try to get one in the meantime. If I don't, I'll just use the pan and make it really hot. So yeah. Anyway, that's part 2. I should shut up and end this video and let you get on with your day and save your precious time. So don't forget to unsubscribe to this channel. Yeah, that's right, unsubscribe, and hit the thumbs down, please, because I don't want people to go and watch this. I don't want YouTube to recommend this channel to everyone. I want YouTube to recommend my other channel, Juice. That's got some good stuff, but no one watches it. Anyway, we're done. Catch you soon.